G'day, good people of YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. Now I'm here on a Red Bull shoot at the moment, not a sponsor by the way. And we are just doing a live production. So here we are in the control room, which is also on set as well. But doing a little bit of a fun, having a bit of fun here. We've got two vision switches here. One is the Constellation 8K and one is the A10 Mini Extreme ISO. So between the two of them, we're actually cutting on both to be able to get an ISO feed for post. So I'll show you around what we're doing here. So here is a new rack, which we're switching on. So we've got 4 cameras going into here. So the Constellation is cutting the 4 cameras, recording on some drives. So we're not doing anything audio here at the moment. We're just doing audio in post. But the whole idea of this whole event is that we're doing a live cut, and this is going into post for a live edit. Sorry, isn't to be able to edit the cut that we've done. Now, the Constellation can't do the ISO, like the resolve file, like the A10 Mini series does. So what I've actually got an extreme ISO at the back here, which is following the cut using some little bit of magic in Companion. So I'll show you what's going on here. So if now this switcher panel is actually controlling the Constellation, and you can kind of see over here we've got Companion here, which is showing what's happening. So as I'm cutting on the Constellation, it is coming through on the A10 Mini as well. So I've got 4 auxes coming out of the Constellation going into the A10 Mini, and then we're just literally recording that feed so that the editors will have just a drive with all the ISOs so they can edit the cuts as they so please. So how I'm doing this is a little bit of magic with Companion. So Companion has got a trigger feature. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a little bit of internal feedback. So I'll zoom this in again. And focus, there we go. So basically the Companion is actually listening in for feedback from the Constellation. So what have I got here? So on my A10 Mini Extreme, which is actually the Constellation, it's looking for program on input 1 and what it's called. So camera 1 is there. So then it's setting the ISO to the same thing. So basically it's listening for one switcher and then doing the cut on the other one. So I've done the same for all the preview and program for that, and that is actually what's doing the switching. So I've got the feed from the Extreme ISO on the multi-view there, just so I can check to make sure it's actually working. But yeah, so the reason for using the Constellation rather than just the ISO, well, one of the reasons was I've got all the bidirectional converters, which should be working with the some mini cameras, but I was having a lot of issues trying to get the time code syncing and all this kind of stuff. So literally I'm just using them as converters right now. And then outputting from the back of the Constellation. So I've got 4 auxes just going straight into there, and that's what's doing the record there. And then on set we have 4 Ursa Mini Pros, actually 3 Ursa Mini Pros and a Ursa Broadcast, and that is what's actually doing the camera work here. But yeah, and the other thing that the Constellation gives me as well is comms. So I'm actually able to talk to the operators there. I'm also actually playing with the Middle Things remote here as like a CCU controller, so I can go through and control my camera's iris and stuff from the box here, which is a little bit fun, but there'll be a video later on about that. But yeah, so that's the setup here at the moment. It's relatively simple, but what it actually gives us in post makes things a lot easier, because we've got the ISO files, the cut's ready to go. We can just drop it in. Editors can change cuts, change things as they like, and that is all there. Anyway, a little short one for you guys, but I thought I would show you what we're doing because it's a little bit of fun, and people who have an ISO and want to record their program, this could be a very handy feature for you. So hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.